2.3, rounding in place values for decimals. In order to round a number, you need to know where all the place values are. First, find your decimal point. Then to the left of your decimal point, those are your ones. The left of that is those are your tens, and then hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. Notice that there's 6 digits after the millions place. Then to the right of your decimal, we have tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. I like to write tenths with the 10 and the THS, and then hundreds has 100 with the THS, and thousands, the THS. The reason for that is you can see there's a pattern. You're just adding a 0 every time. So to get to the next place value, instead of having 3 zeros, we'll have 4 zeros, which will get us our 10,000s. And then to figure out this decimal or this place value, we're just going to add another 0 to this. So we'll have a total of 5 zeros. So this is the 100,000ths place. And then this one will have 6 zeros total, which is the millionths place. And then you can continue the pattern to find more place values. When rounding a number, you need to put a box around the number that is in the place value you're rounding to. If the number directly to the right of the box is greater than or equal to 5, round up the number in the box. If the number directly to the right of the box is less than 5, keep the number in the box. So let me give you some examples here. All right, let's try these here. So this one, 1,230, we're rounding to the nearest 100. Now the decimal is understood to be at the end of the number if you don't see it. Then we would have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. So we're rounding to the nearest 100. The 2 is in the hundreds place. So the number to the right is 3. That is less than 5. So if the number to the right of the box is less than 5, you're going to keep the number in the box. So we'll keep the 2, and then you just put a 0 where the other numbers are. So 1,230 rounded to the nearest 100 would be 1,200, not 1,300. Here we're rounding to the nearest 100 again. So the 2 is also in the 100 place here. The number to the right here is greater than or equal to 5. So if it's greater than or equal to 5, then you round up the number in the box. So the number in the box is going to go up to 3. And then the other numbers to the right of the box, you just replace those with zeros. So 1,260 rounded to the nearest 100 will round up to 1,300. Here we're rounding to the nearest 10. The 9 is in the tens place, and the number to the right is your 6. So that means that's greater than or equal to 5. So we're going to go up, round up. Now, if you round up 9, it goes up to 10. And we don't put a 10 there, so you have to carry the 1, which will make it 200. So 196 rounded to the nearest 10 will give us the answer of 200. Okay, we're rounding to the nearest 1,000 here. The 0 is in the 1,000 place. The number to the right of the box is 9. That's greater than or equal to 5, so we're going to round up. So the 0 is going to go to 11. And then again, just replace all the other numbers with the 0. All right, here they want us to estimate the difference between these two numbers by rounding to the nearest 1,000 before subtracting. Okay, so the 9 here is in the 1,000 place. The number to the right of that is less than 5. So we're going to keep the number in the box. So that's going to give us 89,000. And then here, the 3 is in the 1,000 place. The number to the right is 8. That's greater than or equal to 5. So we're going to round up. So we're going to go from 23,892 up to 24,000. You can throw that into the calculator, do it in your head or by hand. Your answer is going to be 65,000. All right, let's go ahead and round these numbers here. Um, this one we're rounding to the nearest tenth. So to the right of the decimal, that's your tenths, and then after that is your hundredths. So we'll put a box around the 2 because that is in the tenths place, and the number to the right is less than 5, so we're going to keep the number in the box. So 1.24 is the answer, rounded to the tenth is just 1.2. Now, you don't have to put the 0 after that. Just leave it as 1.2. So when you're rounding to the tenths, hundredths, or thousandths place to the right of the decimal, you don't have to put the 0 there. For example, 2, we're rounding to the nearest tenth, and that the 9 is in the 10th place, and the 5 is greater than or equal to itself, so we're going to round up. Now, since we're rounding up and the next digit above 9 is 10, you don't put a 10 there. You have to carry the 1. On this one, you do actually have to put the 0 on this one. You don't on this one, but you do on this one, because if you leave off the 0, then you would just have the number 2. And that would be saying you're rounding to the nearest 1 place, to the ones place. And we're not rounding to the ones place, we're rounding to the tenths place. So you, in this situation, this is kind of an exception, you do have to put the 0 there, but you don't up there. All right, to the nearest thousandth, let's see, tenths, hundred, thousandths, that would be the 3 is in the thousandths place. The number to the right is greater than or equal to 5, so we're going to round up. And again, you don't need to put the 0 after it. You just can leave it 523.724. All right, this one to the hundredths, that would be right here. And the number to the right is greater than or equal to 5. So we're going to round up to 22.38. All right, here's just a little summary real quick, wording and examples of rounding. So when you're rounding to the hundredths place, they could say just round to the hundredths place, or they could say round to 2 decimal places, or for many, they could say round to the nearest cent. Why would you round to the hundredths place when they say round to the nearest cent? Well, because 1 cent means 1 penny, and there are 100 pennies in a dollar. So when you round to the nearest cent, you're rounding to the nearest hundredths place. So here's some examples. Here's this number rounded to the nearest hundredth. It's just going to be 127.43. Rounded to 2 decimal places, it's still going to be the same answer. And then rounded to the nearest cent, it's also this pretty much the same answer, except you have your dollar sign, so it means money. Now, for example, 4, round to the nearest cent here. Now, remember, you can have the zeros after it. It's kind of understood to be there. So when you're rounding to the nearest cent here, let me get my drawing tool, that just means round to the nearest hundredth. So if you look to the number to the right, that is less than 5. So you're going to keep the number in the box. So this is kind of a trick question. $127.42 is already rounded to the nearest cent. All right, for the tenths place, round to the nearest, they could just say round to the nearest tenths. They could say round to 1 decimal place. They could say, for money, round to the nearest 10 cent. Here we're rounding to the nearest 10 cent. The 3 is in the, or excuse me, this one we're rounding to the nearest tenths. The 3 is in the tenths place. So our answer is 52.4. Round to the 1 decimal place. That should just be place. Take that off. Have to fix that. Anyway, round to 1 decimal place, the answer is still 52.4. Now, the thing here, when we're dealing with money, we round to the nearest 10 cents. You wouldn't say you have $52.4. You never hear anybody say that. They say you have $52.40. So that means you have 4 dimes or 4 10 cents. So on this one, you would have to put the 0 just because you're dealing with money. But that's the only reason for that one, because it's money. All right, so let's look at the last example here. If you're buying a carton of egg for $2.79, an apple for 56 cents, and some milk for $4.25, estimate your total bill by rounding to the nearest 10 cents before adding. Okay, so when you're rounding to the nearest 10 cents, that means you're rounding to the tenths place. So the number to the right is greater than or equal to 5, so we're going to go up. So we'll have $2.80. So it's having 8 dimes or 8 10 cents. And then here, again, the 5 is in the tenths place, and that number 6 is greater than or equal to 5. So we're going to go up again, up to 60 cents. And then this one, let's see. Well, we're rounding all of these up because the number to the right of the box are all greater than or equal to 5. So that would be a total of $4.30. So it'd be $4.03. So here we have 6 dimes, $2.08. Anyway, that's to the nearest 10 cents. And then just add those up. That would be 17. Carry the 1 and give us 7. So our final answer is $7.70.